PV raised to gamma is equal to constant is a common expression given for an adiabatic process, right? We're now going to understand why is it true for an adiabatic process. So first let's just begin with understanding what is an adiabatic process. See, we have this system, any system, a piston cylinder system, and there's a gas in it. What I'm doing is I'm going to insulate this cylinder, right? Because of insulation there will be no heat coming inside the system, no heat going outside the system. So basically the change in heat for this system is zero because there is no heat interaction involved. Okay, now that we have what happens physically, we know that del Q is equal to 0. Let's put this and use this information into the first law of thermodynamics. So from first law of thermodynamics, what we'll get is, what is first law? Del Q is equal to du plus del W, right? And by the way, there is a reason why del is written for Q, del is written for W, and D is written for U. So as of now, just understand that
Q and W are path functions. They don't depend on the state of the system. They are not properties of the system, and hence they are given by inexact differential dou or del, right? Whereas the other properties such as U or H or entropy S, these all are properties. These all are point functions. They don't depend on the path of the system, path of the process. So hence these are given by exact differentials, which is given by D.
So yes, we have del Q is equal to du plus del W, where now we know that this term has become 0, right? Okay, so from here we get du is equal to minus del W, right? What does this equation mean? Well, this means one simple thing, that I have suppose this piston cylinder arrangement, the expansion work, the displacement work that will happen, suppose this expands with delta V amount, is completely because of the internal energy of the system, right? The internal energy is being exploited here to produce some work. There is no external source of work. External heat is not responsible for this work, only the internal energy of the system. That is, whatever the system had energy before, it uses its energy to do some work. Therefore there is a reduction, there is negative sign, right? I can write this equation in this manner as well. Del W is equal to minus du, that is the work is been done at the expense of du, at the expense of internal energy. Therefore there is negative sign, there is a drop in internal energy because it is producing some work. Yes, so we have du is equal to minus del W. Now let's just examine each of this term. Let's find individual expressions for du and del W. What can du be written as? There's a popular expression for du which is something like this: du is equal to mcv dt. Is this correct? Now many people would say yes, but this is not always correct. This is not a general equation, but this equation is only valid for specific working fluids, specific class of working fluids, and not for all the working fluids. So in thermodynamics there are various kinds of working fluids. Various working fluids. What is a working fluid? Working fluid is anything which is responsible for carrying out the process. So here in piston cylinder arrangement, the gas is the working fluid, right, which is responsible to carry out the process of expansion or maybe any other process. So yes, these are the working fluids, and there are various kinds of working fluids. Of course, ideal gas is one of the important and idealistic working fluid, ideal gas, and it is not a real working fluid. It is a gas which is being followed only at specific cases. Then we have real gases, and there are many other equations also, like there is van der Waals equation. Van der Waals equation is another equation of state, similar to ideal gas. Ideal gas is one of the equations of state. So then there is liquid. Liquid is also very potential, very useful, practical working fluid. Then there is a two-phase or three-phase, multiple-phase system such as vapor plus liquid system. So basically, when there is a conversion of liquid to vapor or vapor to liquid, then we have this kind of system. And then we have solids also, right? So all of these are very important, and all of these find their own applications in thermodynamics. For example, vapor plus liquid finds its application in condensers and heat exchangers, where the working fluid always undergoes the phase change. So for that we have to consider the property relations which are true for this working fluid, right? So the property relations and the way in which analysis has been done is different for all of these working fluids, and we have to be very cautious while selecting the kind of equations we are using while dealing with these different working fluids. So the equation du is equal to mCv dt is true for ideal gases, and of course incompressible working fluids or solids also this holds true, but for liquids and for two-phase systems and for real gases this doesn't hold true, because in general internal energy is a function of pressure and temperature or any two intrinsic properties, whereas for ideal gas this is in general, whereas for ideal gas U is a function of temperature only. So thereby for ideal gases we can write du is equal to mCv dt, right? So U is function of temperature only. So this holds true only for ideal gas. If you are given with the working fluid which is ideal gas, then you can definitely go on with this expression, otherwise you cannot. Take a note of that. Then again we have second term, that is del W, and which is popularly written as PdV. Now imagine by yourself, thermodynamics is a vast subject and it deals with all sorts of processes. So are we only limiting our the work with only displacement work? Displacement work is this, right? When piston is expanded to some it sweeps some volume del V, that is it displaces by ds amount due to the force by the gas, this F vector. So W is equal to F dot ds vector, right? And in scalar form we can also write it as PdV, isn't it? So this work only represents displacement kind of work, where something is being displaced against some force. So is this the only truth? Is this the only kind of work that is available in the entire universe? Well, obviously not. There are various kinds of work, such as there is shaft work for flow processes, which is in pumps and so on. There is paddle wheel work, which is in closed systems. There is electric work, let me just write in short form, and there is spring work. And there are all sorts of work, all the works that you can imagine that are possible in nature, all can be included in this work. It depends on our analysis, what we are analyzing. So here we are assuming just the displacement form of work. So if we assume only the displacement work as the only possibility of work being produced, right, here only displacement work can happen, right? There is no shaft, there is no paddle wheel. Paddle wheel is basically rotating this paddle, which is having some projections at the end, which rotate, which stir the working fluid inside, right? So there is nothing like this here. So we have to mention we are having non-flow type of system, and that too we are only assuming the displacement work. Only then del W can be completely written as PdV. Okay, so now considering ideal gas as the working fluid and the displacement work as the only form of work. So we had this equation, right? We had du is equal to minus del W, and for du we have found the expression for ideal gas, that is mCv dt, right? And for del W we have found PdV. So this is the differential form of equation which is representing an adiabatic process, the process where there is no heat interaction.
All right, now we have mcv dt is equal to minus pdv. So we can write P is equal to mRT by V, that is using the ideal gas law again. So M and M gets cancelled. Now rearranging Cv dt by T is equal to M R by V into dV. Sorry, M is cancelled, R by V dV. And here see the dt, the change in temperature, is responsible for change in volume, right? So this is what we got from initial condition also. Internal energy is responsible for this, internal energy rise is responsible for work done. It is a simplified version of the same thing. If internal energy is risen, the temperature has risen, right? So here initially this is the volume and this is the final volume after the temperature rise. So temperature rise is enabling this dV, the expansion of the system. All right, now we have Cv dt by T is equal to minus R by V dV. We will integrate this to find the overall effect. But is this true? Again, is this possible? Can we do that always? This is possible only for a quasi-static or a reversible process. This is very important to understand. And why is it so? Why is it true for these things? I have mentioned it in another video, so do check that out. Alright, so Cv here, the equation here represents a differential equation, a differential process, differential change in temperature, differential changes. Assuming now quasi-static process, therefore we are enabled to integrate the entire equation, differential equation, and Cv and R to be constant. R is anyways universal constant, R is always constant for a particular gas, specific R is always constant, and Cv we have to assume it to be constant because it is in general temperature of function of temperature. So we'll get Cv integration dt by d is equal to minus R integration dv by dv. So the integration is, we know it is Cv ln T is equal to minus R ln V plus constant of integration C. Now ln T is equal to minus R by Cv ln V plus constant upon Cv, which again becomes another constant because Cv is also constant. Let me name it C dash. Now R by Cv is equal to Cp minus Cv upon Cv. R is equal to Cp minus Cv is from Mayer's law. So Cp minus Cv Cp upon Cv minus 1 is equal to gamma minus 1, right? And we have to substitute that here. So therefore we'll get ln of T is equal to gamma minus 1, minus sign is of course there, and into ln of V plus C dash. Now take it to the index of V by the property of log. So we'll get minus ln V raised to gamma minus 1 plus C dash. So now we have ln T plus ln V raised to gamma minus 1 is equal to constant C dash. And again by the property of log we have we can write it ln T into V raised to gamma minus 1 is equal to C dash, right? So taking log to the other side, we have Tv raised to gamma minus 1 is equal to e raised to C dash, which is again a constant, right? Because e raised to any constant is a constant. So this is it. We have derived it. We have derived the required condition for adiabatic process since we have integrated the differential equation. This is just in different form. This is not in the form of PV raised to gamma. It is hidden in this particular equation. Now we'll try to extract that. So T can be written as PV raised to T can be written as PV upon MR, right? Into V raised to gamma minus 1 is equal to constant C1. So now again mr is constant, so we'll take it to the other side and it becomes another constant. So pv into v raised to gamma minus 1 is equal to another constant. So by the property of index 1, we'll get v into v raised to gamma minus 1 is equal to v raised to gamma, and therefore we'll finally get pv raised to gamma is equal to constant, and that's our equation for adiabatic process. Now let me just summarize the things to make you understand at what conditions this equation is valid. Be cautious while using this equation. See, the conditions are followed. Number 1 is it should be an adiabatic process. Okay. Number 2 is the working fluid must be ideal gas. Right. Third thing is quasi-static process has to be followed. Right. And the fourth thing is the CV, CV or CP, which are in general function of temperature, should be kept constant, should be assumed constant. So if these 4 things are valid, then you can do the PV raised to gamma is equal to constant. Now this equation again can be proved using the flow process equation, that is dH is equal to PdS plus VdP, right? But we have used the non-flow process equation. This is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching.